Beep, beep. Welcome to the Fire Bus Podcast. I'm Brandon. I'm here with Kira Lee, my co-host.
Hello. Today we are not crashing and burning.
I really hope not. And our special guest today, Steve. How's it going, Steve?
Not bad. Hi, guys. Nice to meet everybody.
Yeah,
Nice
likewise.
to meet you too.
So Steve Henschel is a reporter and an award-winning photographer. I'm going with the award-winning because, hey, why not? He covers North Niagara for Niagara this week, as well as the Niagara Life magazine.
Why not South?
I used to cover South. For 7 or 8 straight years, I was the world's foremost expert on the city of Welland, unfortunately, for better or for worse.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, so now it's the North. So
yeah, they switched. They shuffled me out. I got to know everybody a little
you got
too
out.
well.
You got out. Of
You
prison.
you made it out.
Got out
Yeah,
of
you
South
know, the whole,
prison.
I developed a minor substance abuse problem, became a real Wellander, had to leave, you know, the whole
Oh,
thing.
no. Well, hey, you're on the clean side of life now. You're living it up. I noticed you cover a lot of Niagara on the Lake, which I lived in for a few years, and I love
nice.
the town. With a place
beautiful there,
with a
yeah.
place like that, with such a rich history, I would imagine that there's so much history that it's like. Do you ever wonder what it would be like if you could get a piece of that, like as in catching a moment that people will remember about Niagara forever?
I don't
Is
know,
that-
you never really think about that. You're always there for like these moments, right? Like people
Yeah.
doing crazy stuff, but you never really think about it. That
How
much.
crazy? Does it get crazy?
I don't know. You never
Evil
think about it. Like
Knievel?
I've done a lot of cool stuff. Like you guys had mentioned it earlier that I got to be embedded with the Canadian Armed Forces while they were doing training exercises out here.
Yeah.
And I felt kind of bad for the unit. Like it was such a boring day. Like war is kind of boring. Like it's a lot of waiting around, punctuated like 15 minutes of action. But I think I made this
so like
platoon.
being on set.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's kind of like a baseball game. then,
I
huh?
think I really
Yeah.
screwed over these guys because it's this training exercise, and they're all trying to hide in the bush from like the false enemies, like these other guys in the Canadian Armed Forces. And then there's just one guy standing up in the middle of the bushes, white T-shirt, taking photos of something. So I'm sure like the bad guys, as it were, just like, I bet you they're over there. Like,
You are a prime target.
I mean, it makes for some pretty awesome footage, I imagine, though.
oh yeah, it was
Yeah.
pretty cool.
yeah.
But yeah.
How long were you there for? How was it? A whole day?
Oh, it was a whole day. It was like pretty much like 9 a.m. I think I got home around 6.
I was
And
going
it
to
was
say,
like
did it make
gunfire for like 10 minutes of that.
10 minutes of gunfire?
Wow, I hope
Which
you
I
were
guess in a
wearing good
real war
shoes.
is what
Yeah.
you want.
Well-
Yeah, I had my work boots on, so they were a little hot and sticky by the end of it. The dogs were barking for sure.
Ooh, I've never heard that used before
Dogs were
to describe one's.
Did you come home and you were
Achy,
like
breaky shoes.
squealing because your feet were like fermenting? Or?
Well, you know that like point, like you get it a lot when you like snowboard too. Like you pull off your boots at the end of the day, and you just feel like your feet kind of expand a little bit, and you're just like, oh my god,
It's like
that's the stuff.
it's like undoing your belt after a big meal.
And the dogs
Yeah,
react.
like that.
just taking a moment to.
Do you even have dogs?
No, the dogs are barking is a common like
Expression?
idiom, I'd say.
I've
Yeah,
never
it's an
heard it.
expression.
I've
Yeah, it's
actually
like an
never
old
heard
man expression.
So
like,
if you put gullible on the ceiling and I looked up,
no, this is a real thing. You can like do some internet searching.
I believe you.
My grandpa says it a lot. I know it's real.
okay.
So you've been doing this this whole thing. To my understanding, you've been going since 2010, at least in the
Yeah,
professional
9
for
years now.
for Niagara this week.
Yeah.
Your first story, April 16th, 2010, West Lane's Eco Club wins award is the title. How did that day go? How was that for you?
Oh man, I couldn't even tell. I don't even remember that.
No?
That was my first story.
That was your
eh?
first story.
I remember the first thing I went to was this like retired teachers convention in Chippewa just to get a photo. And my editor's like, get everybody's name in the photo. Like she was like really adamant about it. I went out there, it was like 50 people. So I
Here-
take this group photo of 50 people, get all the names, and like the cut line under the photo was like I get back and they're all laughing at me. They're like, you're supposed to just grab like 3 or 4 people and get their names. And so I couldn't even
man.
fit it in because the cut line was too chunky. It was like bigger than the photo. So
Oh, that's funny. Well, we're going to take a look for a moment here at some of your work that you've done. We have something our producers cooked up for us. Here we go.
Today, we are proud to tell you about our guest, Steve Henschel, here at Niagara College. Steve Henschel is a man of many talents. Steve grew up in the Hamilton area and attended Brock University, where he studied political sciences. He has also been fortunate to be working in the Niagara region, previously covering the South Niagara area and now covering communities of North Niagara for Niagara This Week, in addition to contributing to Niagara Life magazine. He has a great passion for telling the stories of those living in Niagara. Steve has had many accomplishments along the way. From becoming a reporter to being an award-winning photographer, he has been able to uncover some of Niagara's hidden gems. He has even covered multiple stories on our own Niagara College. A few examples include stories on the Niagara College culinary program, including how the school's small batch gin made it onto store shelves, as well as a more comedic pieces such as dodging the dreaded holiday hangover. Steve also lent his photography skills in various ways, such as providing photography from the Canadian Armed Forces training for use in publications here in Niagara, as well as winning an OCNA award through the Ontario Community Newspaper Association. The award featured Steve's behind-the-scenes photo of Cirque du Soleil's Cordio at the Meridian Center. We're delighted to have Steve as a guest here, live on Niagara College's Fire Bus Podcast.
I'm back with my co-host, Kira Lee,
Hey-o.
and our special guest, Steve Henschel.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Hey.
So you work for both Niagara This Week and Niagara Life magazine. Are you working both sides of the street?
No, actually, we're all owned by like the same company, right? So Niagara
are
Life
you?
magazine is like a side product put out of the same office as us.
So you're not a double agent.
No, not at all. And we used to have a couple other magazines like Cheers Niagara magazine, Outvisions Niagara magazine.
I remember Cheers Niagara.
Yeah, it was a good read. I really enjoyed it. You know, go take some photos of food, eat the food. It was a nice Friday afternoon.
Anything with food pretty much makes me happy.
Yeah,
So
exactly. How could it not?
No. So I love
could
that.
really go into a food coma right now.
Oh no, there's something about it. Like, cause like I remember photographing. It was like Thanksgiving Monday, and it was the only time I was scheduled at this Thai food place, and they made like every item on the menu for me to photograph.
Oh, my.
And it was closed, and they just sat me down at the table like, you can eat this. It was like I felt like one of those like Mr. Burns in front of that long table, just like covered in food, just sitting there, just like, yes.
Living it up like
I
a
was there for like 2.5 hours, dude, just eating by myself, reading a magazine. It was nice. It was a nice
yeah.
day.
It feels oddly relaxing.
I know. I like eating by myself. Like I go to restaurants by myself
Sure.
and read. I feel like I'm like living the high
I
life
can't
somehow.
go to a restaurant by myself. I feel like people are staring at me when I'm eating, but I'll go to a movie by myself.
See, I couldn't do that. That would weird
I do
me
the
out.
same.
Really?
I do the same. I've gone to restaurants by myself, and I feel the same way. It's almost like, do people think I'm a lonely loser kind of guy, but at the movies,
Well, you just lean into that, man. You just
Except when I go to children's movies, then I get a few stares. They're like,
Yeah.
why is this 30-year-old
Bring your
woman
favorite
like,
niece or
sitting
nephew."
alone in the theater with a bunch of children? And I'm like, because I want to see Dory, okay?
see. But what looks more lonely? The like 30-year-old guy sitting alone eating a sandwich, or the 30-year-old guy by himself watching the latest Star Wars? Tell me which one of those two guys is more lonely.
I think it depends on the movie. Like Star Wars, but if you went to go see like I don't know, like Fast and the Furious alone, like that's fine. It just means you're killing time. But
I
if
think
you're-
that guy's sad no matter how many people he's with. He's watching Fast and the Furious. Like,
you're not wrong. I admit to being that guy, but hey, when you're feeling down, there's nothing like senseless, mindless action to lift your spirits up.
and
I'd say.
depressingly aging Vin Diesel.
Yes. The guy's holding up pretty well, though.
Oh
I'd
yeah,
say,
he's
you
doing
know.
okay.
He's
Yeah.
doing okay.
What about that new one with The Rock and
Yeah, that one's coming out soon.
Idris Elba? That one looks interesting.
Wow, they got him on board for that, eh?
Yeah, they
He
flew him in
plays
there.
like this cyborg man who's like,
It's crazy. They're
See,
going so
They're
off.
crossing the line away from just like racing shows to like
Yeah.
superheroes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, it's
superhero
nuts.
action movie.
Yeah.
have you ever done any reporting on movies or?
Not really.
Yeah.
When the Force Awakens came out a few years back, when they rebooted Star Wars, I went around and interviewed some of the like local fanboys. You know, like
That was
why are
local
you
fanboys,
Why are
eh?
you excited about that? And they told me their whole spiel about why they love Star Wars, which is pretty awesome because I'm a huge Star Wars fan. There's a Millennium Falcon tattooed somewhere on my body, so
You consider yourself a fanboy?
no, fan man,
Fan
man.
man. There's a distinction.
full grown now.
Full grown. Well,
Fan man.
there's a child. There's always. It's good to keep in touch with your inner child. I think.
Oh, I'm pretty sure that's what the love of Star Wars stems from.
No, that's pretty much it. Well, we're going to take another break, and then when we come back, we're going to have some more fun questions for our friend Steve,
For our fan man.
our fan man. All right, we'll be right back, guys. Beep beep, everyone on the fire bus. With me, Brandon Kennedy. I'm here with Kira Lee Jones.
Back on the magic fire bus.
Yeah, we went there. And Steve Henschel, who is a award-winning reporter and photographer covering North Niagara. And speaking of North Niagara, one of the areas that's in the northern part of Niagara is Niagara Falls, and something that just happened recently is Niagara Falls Comic-Con. Did you have any involvement in that?
And the fanboys?
And the fanboys?
No, I didn't make it out this year. Technically, that's part of South Niagara as far as news coverage is concerned.
Oh, is it?
I went last year. I always enjoy that. Sometimes I've got to cover it. It's always fun seeing people out there all dressed up. Last year, I got to go and have beers with Norm and Cliff from Cheers, during it, which was pretty sweet.
Really?
Those guys have not aged well. At least one of them.
So
has.
did they know your name?
No, they didn't, which was really disappointing. I get what you're getting at there.
Yeah.
Now, if you
wanna
go to
be-
New York Harry's downtown Thorold, they know my name.
I think in Thorold, everyone
good
knows
thing, or
everyone's
it's
name.
not?
That might be the case.
At least if
case.
you're in the Thorold part of Thorold.
If you're drinking in the Thorold bars, people get to know you pretty quick.
I would think so.
Unfortunately, because then you have to say hi to them when you pass them on the street the next day.
Oh, Thorold is an interesting community because I've always found it that there's the little central hub of Thorold that's just Thorold.
Yeah.
But then every other part feels like Niagara Falls Thorold, Welland Thorold, Pelham
Yeah,
Thorold.
it's very true. Like even like by the fairground here in Welland is technically Thorold.
It's Welland Thorold,
Yeah.
though.
I thought that was Pelham.
No,
it's
Thorold like has like a long
Pelham.
finger that shoots out all the way, like just right into Welland. It goes
It's,
deep.
it's the shape of the sun. It just sun rays pointing.
But yeah,
in all
I'm right
directions.
downtown, which has really changed in recent years. Like downtown Thorold's
Yeah.
getting pretty nice. It's been gentrified,
I've seen it
dare I say that word.
I've been to Thorold like twice since I've been here the past 8 years, and that's been to go to the heart specialist, or to the vet maybe. I don't know. I've never been really. to
Thorold's
Thorold.
an interesting town.
I think I live above that heart specialist. I know it's all medical stuff on the main floor of my building, so
Oh, you really? You live above him?
maybe I think so. Some sort of medical specialist in there. I
Do
don't
you
know
get
what he's doing.
discounts?
I've been pretty healthy thus far.
Oh,
you know,
HIP covers it.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, we live in Canada. You don't pay.
You
for
don't
this
pay
stuff.
for health things. What am I saying? How ridiculous of me. We're in this wonderful country of ours. Well, if you're living in a place like that, I imagine sleep might be sometimes an issue if they're doing, or did they do like late night drilling in people's mouths and stuff? Or?
No, I haven't heard
It's a
anything
heart
down there.
specialist,
Oh,
not
sorry.
a dentist.
Why did I think it was a dentist office?
Because that's something you do pay for in Canada.
Yeah, you do pay
Yeah,
for
it
dentist
is,
office.
yeah.
That must be where I'm.
He probably hears all the beeping from the heart monitors.
There's,
like
there's a
beep,
lot of
beep,
students
beep.
in my building though, so like Wednesday night moose and goose during the school year, you kind of.
What is a? I'm so bad
plan
with
on
these
sleeping.
expressions. What is a moose and goose?
It's a Niagara bar, and they serve 250 beers, I believe. I don't know. I haven't been there since I was 19.
Oh.
In downtown Thorold, so every student from Brock goes there on Wednesday night, and downtown Thorold just turns into like Vancouver after a Stanley Cup dropout. Just
Oh, no.
anarchy down there.
I remember that. That
Wouldn't
was
want to be
bad.
there. I remember.
No.
I remember when I was 19, I was going to Niagara College for my GED, and I was on a bus coming back from somewhere near Brock, and they were all drunk. Everybody on the bus was drunk, and some girl just sat in my lap drunk, and I was like, please do not do this.
See, I
Yikes.
had that exact same experience when I was in university, but I was a young drunk man myself, so a girl sitting on my lap suddenly wasn't so bad. It's all about your perspective on this thing.
But nowadays, that's not your scene, huh? Not so much.
No, the drunk bus is not my scene.
Oh,
not
that-
so much
well, that
anymore.
I would hope not.
Well, you know, if she wasn't drunk, it might have been cool, but it just, she was like, blah, 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 and it just was not cool.
Yeah, well, some people are just a little too chatty, no matter when and where. So.
Guilty.
It's not that she was
You're a
chatty,
radio
it's
host,
that
so
she-
yeah, I
That's
should
true.
hope so.
You're not wrong.
Oh, what was was she throwing up or something?
She was like, her tongue was like lolling out, and her eyes were like rolling into the back of her head. And,
Maybe you
and
should
then
have just been concerned and got her to a hospital. That girl sounded sick.
she got off the bus to go to another bar once we reached St. Catharines.
It's amazing how they let people in.
Man, crazy stuff. So you're not a night owl. You're more of a morning person when it comes to work. I would imagine you have to do a lot of morning. Get up early.
I'm a bit of burn the candle at both ends type of guy. Like
Okay.
I'll like sleep like 4 hours a night for like 4 nights
I'm
in
sure-
a row. And then like last night I went to bed at 8 p.m. and slept till 8 a.m. the next day.
I'm sure people. Well, your flexibility. I'm sure where you work, they love that, huh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So well, you have some days too where it's like you start at 8 in the morning and then you have council at the end of the day. You're there till 11. So
Oh, man.
you make up the time elsewhere. And
Sure.
Sleep in the odd day.
We're almost out of time, but I've got one quick question for you. Most embarrassing moment that you've happened on the job.
Oh, that's a good one.
Summarize it in 10 words. See if you can.
I try and bury that stuff deep. I can't even bring anything up.
Oh
for you.
no, it's just so far gone, is it?
I've misspelled Welland a bunch of times in the paper. Like
That would do it.
pretty consistently. I've spelled
Oh.
it as Willadin. Like it's literally a running joke at our newspaper that I can't spell.
Great stuff.
Wallanda,
Well-
Wallanda.
Well, guys, that's it. We're gone. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you.